Great. Well, let's run through an agenda of what we're looking to discuss during today's webinar. Our webinar name for today is Strengthening SMS Through Smarter Documentation. The agenda for today is essentially we're going to run through some tips and tricks. We're going to learn how an effective SMS relies on more than just policies on paper. It's an accurate, accessible, and well-maintained documentation process. So we're going to learn how operators keep manuals aligned with SMS processes. We're going to see how they maintain control documentation and ensure teams always working with the latest approved information. Awesome. Let's look into so from an SMS and audit perspective, where do we see any misalignments? Where does that misalignment show up between the SMS and audit side?
Yeah, so on the audit side, we look for the implementation evidence, so interviews, record reviews, hazard reporting, incident reporting, those types of things. But it becomes obvious that the documented processes aren't actually being followed. So what you say you're doing in the manual compared to what you're actually doing on the day-to-day is completely different, whether it be staffing shortages. So now somebody else has additional duties. So maybe you don't have a full-time compliance manager or director of safety. Your director of ops also is acting as that one. So your manual might say one thing, but in reality, you're doing something on the fly due to the nature of business aviation in general. It's that's where it comes up the most part.
So looking at where SMS and documentation most commonly drift out of sync, where do you notice that?
The risk profile and then the safety performance indicators. So, your SMS program should constantly be evolving, right? From the reactive state to the proactive state and predictive state. And a lot of times, whenever you go through these different phases, you tend to lose a little bit of the documentation side for it because implementing a new SMS program from scratch, for example, let's say you've been doing it from paper compared to a formal platform, your manuals are going to be completely different at that point.
Now let's take a look at what does the good alignment between SMS and documentation look like in practice? How do those two mesh well?
So you have your documented processes within your manual, but does your employees understand their role in the SMS, right? And that goes from the person that comes in and cleans your offices and your operations at the end of the day compared to accounting and all the different job descriptions that are out there. Is there active hazard reporting, as I mentioned earlier? All the reports actually being analyzed by your management team and your safety committee, and then also are you engaging with the employees after the hazard reporting?